for today. Try and get an inspection sticker and get some lunch because I'm really hungry. Figured I would do something a little bit different just for a change of pace. Something that's been in the news cycle quite a bit, not only just recently again, but over the past year, and probably everyone's thinking along the lines of Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton or something like that with one of those people, but nope, it's not. I was thinking more along the lines of Deflategate and how it's come back into the news again, and my personal opinion on it and everything that I think about it. What it changed into is that it's no longer about deflated footballs. What this current ruling came down as was the court system saying not that Tom Brady was guilty of deflating any footballs, but what they're saying is that Roger Goodell has the power to hand down rulings like he did originally with a 4-game suspension, and that will stand regardless of anyone else trying to take him to court over it. So pretty much what that means is that the court system said, we agree with Roger Goodell's original decision, and the lower court did not have the right to take away the 4-game suspension that Roger Goodell originally handed down. Unfortunately, I don't think the Patriots or Tom Brady have any other recourse as far as getting this taken away or reduced or anything else. They can try and make a plea to the NFL to maybe get it lowered to 2 games or 1 or 3, but that'll be entirely up to them, and I don't really see them doing that. It's possible, but I think the NFL and Goodell has been pretty steadfast on trying to implement those 4 games and have them stick from the very start. Honestly, I don't see how the punishment is fair to begin with. There are other players in the league that have been convicted of far worse stuff, such as Hardy, who was convicted of for beating his wife, and she had visible bruises and marks on her. It was no doubt that he beat the shit out of her. Yeah, he's given a 4-game suspension, and Tom Brady, who was not even found guilty of deflating footballs, the only thing the investigation discovered was that he may have had knowledge that the balls were deflated, which by no means indicates that he had any part of it or that he actually did it, and he gets a 4-game suspension as well. I don't get that at all, and I think a lot of this comes down because of Spygate from a few years ago, and a lot of people still like to bring Spygate up. They like to say the Patriots are a bunch of cheaters. They cheated their way through 4 Super Bowls, and the thing is that a lot of people don't even understand what Spygate was. A lot of people think that, oh, they got caught for videotaping the St. Louis Rams during practice, and that was not what they were caught doing. The act of them videotaping is legal, and it still is legal in the NFL. What they got caught for was that they were not doing the recording in the proper spot. There was a memo that came out, I think a week or 2 before that, stating that any recording being done by another team had to be done from a specific location, and I believe that it implied that it needed to be done from like a box seat, like a skybox or something like that. I don't believe that it was saying that they couldn't do it anymore, because they still could. The problem was that the filming that the Patriots did was done from the sideline, which had been excluded from the new memo, and a lot of people didn't feel as though the punishment laid down, or maybe Goodell himself didn't feel as though the punishment he laid down from Spygate was sufficient enough. So I think that the 4-game suspension that we're seeing now is kind of a reflection of what wasn't handed down to begin with, or people that feel as though they didn't get enough of a punishment the first time. there hasn't been any evidence that the Patriots have ever cheated doing anything at all. Tom Brady was not found guilty of deflating footballs. He was not caught deflating footballs. The entire NFL investigation said that he may have had some type of knowledge that it may have happened if it was purposefully done in the first place, which they couldn't even prove. And Spygate wasn't cheating because what they did was legal. It was just the location they did it from was not the right spot. But people are always going to hate on any team that has any kind of success anyway. It doesn't matter whether it's the Patriots or anyone else. They just seem to be the biggest target in the NFL because of the success they've had over the past 15 years with the 4 Super Bowls and all their conference championships, division championships. It all just adds up and it creates a lot of hate for them for the most part. I don't think that deflating a football has anything to do with having an advantage in the game. I don't think that the Patriots' success over the past 15 years has come down to things such as deflating a football or finding a way to cheat in order to gain an advantage. They've gotten to the point of where they are because of their ethics and hard work and the players that they put on the team. I don't see Bill Belichick implementing a plan of how can we deflate footballs to try and win a game when the game itself is so much more complex than that. It comes down to the players themselves, the game plan that the coaches have, and how that's all implemented. Things like the football being underinflated or overinflated comes down to personal preference of how each quarterback likes the ball. It's the same thing on a motorcycle. You can type in tire pressure for a motorcycle, throw in any set of tires like a pair of Dunlop Q3s or Michelin Pilot Powers, and you'll get 20 different answers on 20 different sites for the tire pressure that people run. And that's because it all comes down to preference and how they personally like the feel on how it handles with their particular bike. And I think it's the same way with football. So I think each quarterback may like the ball a little bit softer, one may make it a little bit harder, but I don't see how it affects the game as far as giving any team a distinct advantage over the other one as far as winning or not. You're going to have the people that are going to never believe what anyone else says about the Patriots as far as Deflategate or Spygate or anything to do with them, regardless of what evidence is there or points that people make. They will always be cheaters, and Tom Brady was guilty of deflating footballs. That's just how it is. You're going to have one side that will always believe that no matter what, and the other side that will always stick by their team and stick by their quarterback, and ones that may have more information and more facts, or, I'm not sticking up for them just because it's my team. It's everything that I've seen about the entire Deflategate process and the investigation. Nothing has come to light as far as evidence of him being guilty of anything. And a lot of people bring up the fact of, well, he destroyed his cell phone as well, so he must have been hiding things on it. Do I think he was hiding things on his phone? Yeah, he probably was, but it wasn't anything to do with Deflategate. When you have a high-profile public figure like Tom Brady, and the NFL has access to his phone, you don't know what you're going to find on that. And I can guarantee you, if there was anything about his personal life on there that he did not want to get out, it would have been accidentally leaked by the NFL, and it would have become public knowledge, and that's what he was trying to avoid. All of his text messages that they wanted to get, they already had. As everyone knows, when you send a text message, it goes to someone else's phone. They got all those text messages off the other phones from the people that he was texting anyway, so there's absolutely no need for them to have his phone in the first place. I think they just wanted it to try to find something against him, not necessarily in the Deflategate case, but to try and drag his name through the mud or smear his name publicly to make him look worse than he is, because for some reason, as much of an upstanding athlete as he's been over the past 15 years, it's almost like the NFL wants to tear him down for some reason, and it's never did quite understand that, really. It's just a shame that such a prominent figure in the NFL has had to go through this whole process just because Roger Goodell wants to puff his chest out and say that, and prove the point that what I say goes, and I just don't think the NFL consistency is very consistent at all as far as punishment of players goes. It seems to be all over the place, from Adrian Peterson to Ray Rice to Hardy and Tom Brady. It's none of it seems to match up. There's no streamlined way of saying someone that does this level of a crime should receive this kind of punishment. It's definitely a process that needs to be reworked, and I like Roger Goodell less and less as a NFL commissioner. Hopefully the Players Association and the NFL team owners see that as well, and his tenure doesn't last for much longer, but nothing that seems to be indicating that at the moment. It's a little bit thirsty.
Loyalty members. Get a break today and every day. Sign up inside. It's free.
I hate this pump. All over my nice shiny paint. Well, today's plan was to go and get an inspection sticker, but it's a lot colder out than I thought it was. I walked my dog earlier and it felt kind of nice out, but I got on the bike and it's not that warm at all, so this riding day is going to be a little bit shorter than I intended on it being. But I did stop and get some lunch, and I did get some gas, so the day wasn't a total loss as far as riding goes. God damn, it's fucking cold.